Pretty cool. It's 1000 kilos at least. Remember when we tested these batteries here, and I always used to wheel them around when they are standing upright, and I told you how good these rollers are because they are so smooth and so easy to drive. So I thought, what better can we do than not using 4 of these rollers per battery, but 15 of these rollers, and build the ultimate off-grid garage dolly. So it's actually here, offgridgarage.com Andy 2021. This is when we first built this board here as a battery dolly or trolley. Even these ones have 150 kilos per wheel. They were a bit struggling here with 3 Gobel Power batteries plus the 135 plus the 100 ampere hour battery on top. So I thought, well, I'm not standing these batteries up anyway, so I'll take off all these rollers and put them here on this board. Man, should be good for at least 4 batteries, right? My friends, welcome back to the Off-Grid Garage here in sunny hot Australia. Look at this beautiful sunny, a bit cloudy this afternoon, but that's fine. We hit again 110 amps today outside because I'm running the whole show limited here. I don't need to charge fast. The battery is full at 11-12 o'clock anyway, so I'll keep it slow. And all the batteries are fully charged. Well, that is actually not true. There's one battery which is not charged yet. Alright, let's put this all back together. Let's stack them up again onto this new dolly. Then we can start building this battery here. I'm so keen to test these MB31 batteries. Ooh. Okay, and here is some more crane action. All stacked up again. Let me get rid of this crane. Also take battery number 4 and build this Gobel Power of Tower. So I've just put some anti-slip mat underneath so the cases actually don't move against each other, because they don't have any lock mechanisms here or handle or feet or something where they stick together. There's basically nothing here. Good. Good. Look what a convenient work height we have. Yeah, workbench height. Beautiful. No way. One hand, 3 batteries. That's a 350 kilos or something with one hand. These rollers are amazing. Look at this shit. Huh? I told you, 15 rollers are 15 times better, no, 4 times better almost than only 4 rollers. Oh, just an idea actually here. With all these holes and threads in here, we can actually make a little metal bar all across these battery boxes and have them screwed and secured together, right? Here at the back. And we can do the same at the front, over here. Just an angle bracket in here and then screw it from the front. That's a pretty good idea, Andy. I like it. Something like this. This prevents then the boxes from moving. Okay, my friends, and here we are. 4 boxes, 4 cells each. EVE MB31. 314 ampere hours apparently. So as always, they're coming well packed in this foam insulation stuff here. They also have these plastic protection corners at the bottom and at the top as well. It could be cardboard, right? These corners here, Gobel Power, could be made from cardboard. 1, 2, 3, 4 epoxy sheets we have. We've got 4 flexible bus bars, 200 by 2 millimeters, and flange nuts. Now let's pick just one and have a look. So here on the sticker it says Gobel Power, one-stop lithium iron phosphate supplier. Manufacturer EVE MB31. Nominal capacity 314 ampere hours, voltage 3.2. Internal resistance smaller than 0.25 milliohms. All the W's gobelpower.com, made in China. Looking good, except of my fingerprints. They are so flat. Wow. As here on the right is a bit of a gap, but guys, come on. That is 100% flat. Wow. And here, if you put 4 of them next to each other and squeeze them together. There's no wobble. Yeah, they're not moving at all. So they are 100%, 110% flat. Wow, nice. Okay, let's see if we can scan one. Ah, there we go. Okay, it is the EVE Power 04Q. It's a cell, lithium iron phosphate B. This does not mean it's a B grade battery, guys. Yeah, this is something else. I can't actually remember what the B is for, but it's not B grade. MB31, 314 ampere hours. Manufacturer date is the, well, is it May or is it September 24? I don't know. Jingman factory, of course, and all the other data. Beautiful. Now, the cells are really looking good. Look at the heat shrink. It's perfectly put on the battery. Safety valve, no condensation. We've got these plastic protectors here for the terminals. Welding seems to be very, very good. And the bottom has the usual black insulation material as well. Now I'm making fingerprints everywhere. Okay, let's clean up this mess here. All right, and without further ado, let's put these cells into the case. And we know here at the front the main positive is on this side and the main negative on this side. So that's how we start. So first cell in here. And we also need one piece of sticky foam and one epoxy sheet. And now, as per the instructions, we only use epoxy sheets in between the cells. Positive, negative, positive, negative. So make sure you follow this snake as outlined in the manual as well. Tell you what, this do-it-yourself box is a very tight fit. I need really to push it down all the way and then all the way to the back. And this is quite strong. I've got insulation here, sticky foam and insulation on the back. Make sure to push them all the way in so they are leveled. All right, let's keep cracking. Jeez, I must admit I never had a battery case where the cells are going in that tight. I really need to wow, that is just a fit. Then you have to really push them down all the way. What is wrong with this epoxy here? Is it a different size? What's going on? Look at this, even the epoxy is very hard to get in. I don't know. That is a very tight fit, very, very tight. They don't drop in by themselves. Look at this. I really need to lean on them and then push them back in. And the last one, epoxy sheet. Even the epoxy sheet doesn't go in well. And negative over here. This was the only one which actually slides in by itself. Oh yeah, they're already tight. Wow. Okay, let's see if I can get the screw in. Yeah, just. But this is more a problem of the Gobel Power Do-It-Yourself Battery Case version 2. It is a bit too tight for my taste in this direction. Well, at least these cells are not moving anymore. No chance. So, main positive, main negative of the battery. We must have done it right, otherwise we wouldn't have the negative here. Unless we have made two mistakes. But it looks like positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. Goes all the way, alternating until here. Seems to be good. Okay, let's have a look at the torque settings for these 6 screws here. So I have asked Microsoft Copilot the following question. To achieve a 300 kilogram force on a plate with 6 M6 screws, how much torque does each screw need? And came up with all kind of formula stuff here. So it takes into account the torque per screw, the total force, the diameter of the screw, coefficient of friction, the number of screws, and also the pitch for each screw. So the result is, so each M6 screw would need approximately 0.59 Newton meters of torque to achieve a 300 kilogram force on the plate. Does this help for your project? Yes, it does. So 0.6 Newton meters for each of these 6 screws here for the compression plate. 0.6 Newton meters. Crazy, right? But this is not quite right, because the calculation would be if all the cells would be in one row. Yeah, 16 cells in one row. We've got 2 rows here, 8 each. So we need to double this torque for each of the screws. So from 0.6 to 1.2 Newton meters around. So I've got 1.2 Newton meters. All right, so that's a bit of fiddly work, because 1.2 Newton meters is not very much. And as you can see here, we are almost all the way screwed in. Yeah, there's a bit of gap here, 1.2 millimeters maybe. This is less than 1 millimeter. So I wouldn't be too concerned if we just tighten them and compress them all the way in. I think because of the sticky foam here, we have actually a lot of play to work with the compression. So I would say if you tighten all these screws here and squeeze them all in, it'll be fine. If you don't have the foam in between, I wouldn't do it, but with the foam, I'm not too concerned about this. Interesting. I've just tightened them all the way now by hand, and it was maybe like 1.5 rounds of the screw, and then they were all tight anyway. So we were almost there with our torque wrench anyway. So I just tighten them all the way and you'll be fine, thankfully. Alright, cool, everything is nice and compressed. And then we can install the BMS plate again with the JK-BMS. That should be very straightforward. Yeah, and now we can access these screws a lot better down here at the bottom of the BMS plate than before. But before we had the front panel already there, and I was trying to get in from the top, and it took me forever to get the screw in, but now it's already in. So that's a lot easier, and this is usually the order you have to do it. So okay, and now the front plate. We start with the communication cables first, connect them to the comms board. So 3 for the comms board, 1 is for the display. And then you have to have your screw and flange nut ready to connect the P negative here to the negative bus bar. Alright, and because I don't have any torque settings here for these bus bars, I just tighten them as much as possible, so I know they are tight. And then it flips in. It does. Alright, that's the magic. Alright, I just put 2 screws in here to hold the front panel. So, and up here we have enough room now for the positive over there. Main positive and main negative works extremely well with the A8 cable at the top. Negative, look at this, beautiful. Yeah, there's enough slack in the cable, I like it. And the shorter A7 cable is still long enough for connecting the BMS to the main negative bus bar. We then obviously use these epoxy stripes here over the cells, but before we do that, I want to scan all the QR codes and have them in the list, at least so I know what kind of cells I have. This time I'm not doing any individual capacity tests. We do this all at once with the pack capacity test, but I still want to have a list of all the QR codes just for future reference. Okay, this is how the actual safety valves are lining up with the holes in this rail. So here at the beginning it's not so good, and then it gets better and better and better until the end, where it is actually almost perfect. Yeah, here as well. So the epoxy sheet actually fits perfectly, but the rail is a bit off, and it covers almost half of the safety valve here at the beginning. Is that a concern? Don't know. But obviously these oval holes here are not lining up with the battery safety valves. So, and even all the battery cells are coming with these flexible bus bars. I will opt in and use the non-flexible bus bars because they have the M3 hole here for the balance cables. And actually other manufacturers do a better job because they provide flexible bus bars with an M3 threaded hole. So anyway, we are going solid bus bars. Because these cells are so compressed now, they are not moving anymore. Don't forget your safety goggles. And we start over here, then we go over here, over here. Oh, hang on, they go the other way around. It's just because of this welded thread that needs to go underneath. And we go over here. Do this, do that, do that. I don't know, there's one bus bar missing. Let me have a look again. Found it. I also have the short one here for the connection. We'll leave this off for a moment. And the very short ones here for the main positive and negative to connect the balance cables and BMS additional cables we need. So we put this on here and on here. Okay, and then we go nuts. Ready? I've got 2 left. Alright, I torqued all the flange nuts with 4 Newton meters as I always do. You can do it with 6 or something, it doesn't really matter. Beautiful. Double check them all so I can mark them off as checked and torqued. So, and now basically comes the fun part, which is not so fun. All these balance cables need to be connected to these bus bars. But Gobel Power has made it very, very easy for you. They have actually labeled all the ends of these ring lugs. Look at this. Huh? Pick one here and I can tell you this is terminal number 43. What? Can't really read it with these glasses here. B2 it is. B0. Come a bit closer. I'll show you one. So there you go. B0 goes through this hole here of the rail, comes out. So B0, B1, B2, B3 and B4. This is one string, one plug for the BMS. You just pull the cables all the way along and then push them into this metal rail here. It will be covered by this epoxy sheet at the end, or alternatively you can use the provided cable duct as well. And if you don't want to run it across the safety valves, you can push it into one corner of this metal rail like this, and all the safety valves are still free and accessible. Yeah, that works as well. Also for this work I would recommend to cover all these terminals you are not working on because they are all live. Yeah, we've got 48 volt here between these 2 contacts, and also use an isolated screwdriver, not a metal one, because if you drop it across these cells you may have like 40 volts or something and a really bad day, because these are unfused battery terminals. I would recommend cover these cells, wear safety glasses and use an isolated screwdriver. Okay guys, I have to interrupt my work for a very urgent SPAT calibration session out there in the backyard somewhere. I just see my wife walking past with 2 ice cold SPAT. So I'll see you in 15-20 minutes again. And thank you very much for your donations, of course. Thank you very much. Yes. So my friends, and this pretty much concludes the build of the Gobel Power Do-It-Yourself box version 2. I have used the cable duct actually and just put it on the side here away from the safety valves of all the cells. And it looks actually pretty darn good, right? It is clean. It is nice. You can use some more Velcro here to organize the cables a little bit across the BMS. But all in all, the battery looks very nice and organized, right? That's actually a pretty good and nice build here. So I'm really happy with the Gobel Power Do-It-Yourself box version 2. Very easy to build. The battery shelf was good to build, you know, but it took us months to finalize this battery shelf. And there are 3 batteries. We've got 4 here in a stack. It probably takes only 2/3 of the battery shelf. Much smaller footprint here, of course. So I think these do-it-yourself cases are the way forward now. You get these high quality cells here from Gobel Power as well. put this all in the do-it-yourself box. And I think this is the way forward in the future to build large batteries. So, and in the last step we only need to connect the balance cables to the BMS, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's pretty much it. Got the B0 cable here on the negative of the battery, and here on the positive are 3 cables. The one with the yellow heat shrink is the positive for the BMS. Then we've got B16 and B17. So B17 is basically the main positive. So B17 is basically the main positive of the battery going back to the BMS as well. And I probably use some silicone to mount these temperature sensors on these cells here. Just put a bit of silicone on there as an adhesive basically. Put the temperature sensor pearl on top of it and then a bit of tape to hold it down until the silicone has dried. And this gives us contact with the surface of the cell. Not ideal, but this is how it works everywhere. Ideally, we would have some space in between the cells here and push these temperature sensors all the way in between 2 of the cells. But this basically never happens. So, silicone, tape, done. But before we connect all these cables to the BMS here, we should measure and see if all the cables are in the right order and if we haven't made any mistakes. So, starting with number 1, 3 volts, that's how we start. 6, 9, 13. Oh, very, very tight here with the breaker. Okay, it is a bit of a gewürje here to get all these connectors connected. And let's turn on the BMS. What? What's going on now? Is it not turning on like this? Do we not? Let's measure the battery voltage. What do we have? 52 point. Why is it not working? Positive is here. Everything is connected as it's supposed to be. All the balance cables are connected in the right order. Ooh, look at the lights. I haven't seen that before. And I push the button. Oh no, they're not coming on anymore. It just did. And we're flashing wild. What is going on here? What the hell is going on? The BMS is not working or the display is not working. I didn't hear any beeps or so. JK-BMS.com, battery 3, 2, and that's it. It's not working. The BMS is not working. That's the first battery I'm ever building where the BMS is not working. That is crazy. All the balance cables are correctly in. What is going on here? Ah, the lights. Look at this. Only... Oh wow, I've never seen this before. Communication, everything is connected. Display is connected. Well, I would say something is toast here. I quadruple checked everything now. I'm getting only flicker, flicker, flicker. Nothing else. No display comes on. Something is not good. Oh geez, I wanted to charge this battery tomorrow actually and to do the capacity test. But now it's not turning on. Well, I have to unplug all the balance cables again and measure them one by one again and see if they are all coming through. But from this here it looks like the BMS is not working for some reason. Okay, I'll get in contact with JK and our friends at Gobel Power and see what they are saying. Wow, this is actually the first time a battery is not working or a BMS is not working when I connect it. Well, there's always a first time, right? Anyway, in one of the last steps we would put this top cover here on top of the battery. Oh, you know what we have forgotten? These covers here. The terminal covers. But this is not why the BMS doesn't work, so... And then the lid comes on top, mounting the front handles. And let's see, 450 kilos. Oh, no way. No way, that is so easy. Okay, pushing not so much, but yeah, once it rolls, it rolls. Nah, that makes such a difference. All these 15 rollers down there. That is beautiful. Nice. Damn it, that's disappointing. I'm really... Has anyone seen this before? When I push the button, all these lights flicker. So close. Do I have another BMS which I can try? Probably not. Not a 200 amp BMS here, and not a version 15. Okay, what can we do? Alright my friends, unfortunately I have to finish this video now here. Even the BMS does not work for whatever reason. Never seen this before. I'll keep you posted what's going on here. Very unfortunate. We are that close to the finish line. And then the BMS lets us down. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your amazing support. Thank you to all these 101,540 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. Special thanks goes to all the donors who are buying me a beer. You can see me sweating here. We had 35 degrees Celsius outside and I'm in the garage here and making a video. Yeah, guys, until the next video, which will not be the capacity test of this battery, I believe, because the BMS is toast. Well, I'm sure I'll find something else. Guys, until then, you stay charged, stay safe, and thanks again for watching. See you then. Bye-bye. Yeah, bye-bye BMS. That's it. Damn it.